So you have decided you want to join poultry farming, but you don't know whether you should go for layers, broilers, or local chickens, just like me. Well, in this video, we are going to be diving into the world of broilers, layers, and local chickens. And by the end of the video, you will have known and chosen whether you will go for layers, broilers, or local chickens. So just stick around with me right through up to the very end. And well, welcome back to Farm Palace with me, Edison, a college student and a young poultry farmer here in Uganda, full of passion towards raising chickens. And on this channel, Farm Palace, I share with you farming content, real farming lessons, real farming tips. So guys, if you want to transform your chickens into profits, you want to transform your poultry farm into a profitable business, just subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so that you are the first to know when I upload a new video. Well, let's dive in right now. Well, we have different breeds of chickens, yeah. So we have the layers, the broilers, the broilers, the improved Kenya's, the local chickens. But well, in this video, we are going to be specifically comparing the broilers with layers and local chickens. Which one is more better? Well, we are going to base on a number of factors, yeah. The time you have, the money, and also the risk, yeah. So are you a risk taker? Well, we're going to be starting with the broilers, yeah. Well, usually these broilers, they are usually kept for meat production because they have a supernatural gene of growing faster, yeah. So within 4-5 weeks, they are above 2 kgs. You heard me right, guys. Within 4-5 weeks, you're already in the market because the chicken is more than 2 kgs, yeah, if you have raised it well. And some people push it to 8 weeks, 9 weeks, yeah. Some about 10 weeks, yeah, because you know at about 8-9 weeks the chicken has really grown up well, yeah, about 3 kgs, 4 kgs. And if you go about 10 weeks, the chicken can no longer handle its own weight, like it's just too heavy and can no longer handle its own weight. So most of the people, when it reaches 8 weeks, 9 weeks, they just slaughter them, because if you go about 10 weeks, yeah, the chicken is just too heavy and you just have health issues because your chicken can no longer handle their own weight, yeah. And when that's come to the layers, it's a different story, guys. The layers, for them, they have a supernatural gene of laying eggs on a daily basis, yeah. So almost every day they'll give you an egg. You heard me right, guys. Not every day, but almost each and every day they'll give you an egg. So most of the times, they take about 25-26 hours to lay for you eggs, yeah. That's almost a day. So almost every day they'll give you an egg. And if you feed them well, yeah, they can lay for you for more than 1.5 years, yeah. But when that comes to the local chickens, one of the special things about them is that for them, you purchase them once. So if you purchase about 100 local chickens, most of the times you have a probability of having 50 hens, yeah, because sometimes it is 50-50, 50 hens, 50 cocks, but sometimes it is 60-40, but it's a rare case, yeah. 50-50, it's the normal case, but 60-40, it is also possible, but a rare case, but it's also possible. So you have the probability of having about 50 hens. And when you have 50 hens, when they start to lay for you eggs, you just have to make sure that you have at least 5 cocks in the hens, so that the eggs they lay, they are fertilized, so they have baby chicks inside, and you just take the eggs to the hatchery. After 21 days, you receive baby chickens, yeah. So you purchase them once. And also for these local chickens, guys, the cocks, if you feed them well, you can see my cocks, guys. You can see the cocks right now I have currently on the farm. These ones, they do the job of making sure that the eggs I get from my mother stock, they have baby chicks inside. But you can see the cocks, yeah. Well, when you raise your cocks very well, they also have a capacity of growing well and gaining weight at a little bit a faster rate, but sometimes they're a little bit slower, so they don't have that supernatural gene of growing faster. For them, they grow a little bit slower compared to the broilers. And the hens, for them, they don't lay eggs, compared to the layers. So sometimes you receive an egg today, and sometimes it may take another full day for you to receive another egg. So most of the times they may take about 28, 29 to 30 hours to lay for you eggs. Sometimes when it lays for you today, it may take it may lay for you tomorrow but once. For example, if today is Thursday and it lays for you on Thursday, sometimes it may lay for you again on Saturday, Saturday morning, But the eggs that you get, they are fertilized, and you just take the eggs to the hatchery and you get baby chicks, So for them, their laying rate is not that compared to the layers, but also they give you eggs if you feed them well. You can see my local chickens, guys. I receive eggs on a daily basis. Currently I have about 44 hens, and I receive their laying percentage is about 60-70%. So I receive eggs on a daily basis, guys, on a daily basis. So if you feed them well, they also give you eggs on a daily basis, but it won't be as the layers, because for the layers specifically, for them, their job is to make sure that you receive eggs on a daily basis. When that's come to the time, for the broilers, since we're going to be staying with them for a very short period of time, just 5 weeks, and after 5 weeks you sell the birds off. For example, if you have a leave, you are given a leave on your job, for just 1 month, you can decide to start with the broilers. You raise them during that 1 month, and when you return back to your job, you just get someone to look after them. So literally you can be able to look after broilers with minimum supervision. Or you are a student like me, you are in your vac, you can decide to start with the broilers, and when you go back to school, you just get someone to look after, help you around, to look after the broilers, because they need minimum supervision. And also, since you're going to be staying with them for a very short period of time, you don't need to be very experienced. You can literally start, for example, with about 100 birds broilers. So after 5 weeks you sell the birds off, and you bring in new birds. After 5 weeks you sell them off, like that. So you get experience slowly, like that. And also you are going to be staying with these birds for a very short period of time, so you are going to be vaccinating them less times. And also the occasion of diseases occasionally attacking your birds is also less, because the risk of diseases affecting your birds is less, because you are just with the birds for just 5 weeks. After 5 weeks you sell the birds off, which is not the case with the layers or the local chickens. For the layers, you are going to stay with these birds for a very long period of time, about 1.5 year to 2 years, depends if the birds are, the laying percentage is still profitable to the farmer. You can even make it to 2 years, or to 2 years, approximately 2 years. 1.5, usually 1.5 year or 2 years. And that only means you are staying with the birds for a very long period of time. You are going to be vaccinating the birds more times. So you are going to have to vaccinate the birds more time, because you are going to be staying with them for a very long period of time. And also you have, for example, if you are not, you personally, if you don't have experience, you have to get someone else who is more experienced to help you around with the work. The vaccination stuff, because you are going to have to vaccinate your birds many times. Many times, guys. You are going to be staying with these birds for over 1.5 years. That's quite a long time. So you are going to be being with these birds for a very long period of time, so you need to get someone who's experienced, a little bit experienced more than you, if you personally don't have the experience, so that you can be able to raise these birds well. Because if you raise them well, the laying percentage will really be good, it will be profitable, but that's only when you raise them well. So you need someone to help you around, someone who's more skilled. So when you compare the broilers and the layers, for the layers you need to have really good experience. If you personally don't have the experience, get someone who's more experienced to help you around. And also if you know, for example, if you don't have the experience, and you don't have someone who is experienced to help you around the work. Another thing, it is looking for the knowledge, or subscribing to the channel. On this channel, guys, I share with you farming tips, how to raise the birds, how to take care of the birds. In that way you can be able to make it. And when that's come to the local chickens, currently right now on the farm I have local chickens. As you can see them, these are the local chickens. For these local chickens, we're going to be staying with them for a very long period of time. Currently this flock, it's about 11 months. It's about 11 months, because I brought this flock towards the end of December last year. But you can look at them, very beautiful. The laying percentage is really good. It's about 60-70. Really good, guys, really good. The chickens have enough space, so they enjoy themselves. And since we are going to be staying with the birds for a very long period of time, because for the local chickens you can stay with the birds for over 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. It really depends if the birds are at that stage, they are still profitable. The laying percentage, the eggs you get from the birds, you take to the hatchery and you get baby chicks. So if they are still profitable, it really depends on you, the farmer. You can stay with them for over 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. And that only means, guys, you're going to have to vaccinate your birds more times. So you're going to have to vaccinate the birds many times. And so you need to be experienced. It is the same case with the layers. At least you need to have experience, or get someone else who is more experienced than you to help you around with the work, because you are going to be vaccinating these birds for longer time. Because you are staying with the birds for quite a long time, as I've shared with you guys. My mother's stock right now, it's about 11 months. Crazy but true. This far we have made it 11 months. And this one currently, it's about 11 weeks. These are 11 weeks, 11 months. Crazy. But it really depends. And also, if you are with the local birds, even if most of the time they say that the local birds, the risk of diseases is quite low. Guys, I tell you, if you don't vaccinate your birds, they will get diseases, because you are keeping them in a chicken house. Right now you can see my chicken house. It is enclosed chicken house, guys, well aerated, enclosed chicken house. So I keep them here. So you are raising them indoor. That means that their immunity depends on what you feed them. So leave alone the other local birds that you leave them, you raise them free range. They eat on different herbs around. For your chickens, you are keeping them indoor. It means that their immunity will depend on what you give them. So if you do get some herbs you give them, or you don't have that capacity getting the herbs to give your birds at that time, you buy these from the vet shop, the medicine. You give them some antibiotics, some vitamins. You do vaccinate them. For my birds, I do vaccinate them. So for this mother stock, currently every month they finish their vaccination schedule, but every month I do give them Newcastle vaccine. I do give them Newcastle vaccine, because they need to be vaccinated occasionally, so that in case that disease does come on your farm, your chickens can be able to beat that disease, and you won't even know that they were even attacked by that disease. Why? Because you vaccinated them. So the immunity depends on what you feed on them. So you are going to have to vaccinate them more times. So also, if you don't have experience, you are going to have to get someone to help you around, because as I've told you, you are going to be vaccinating the birds more times. Or if you don't have more experience, and you don't have someone who's more experienced to help you around, you're having local chickens, another option, subscribe to the channel. On this channel, I share with you the farming content, how to raise them from day one. I've raised these birds from day one. Also with mother stock, I brought them from day one. I raised them up to right now. Also these ones, I just brought them, took the eggs to the hatchery, brought these ones from day one. You can't imagine, it's crazy, but they have really grown up really well. So on this channel I share with you, you know, how you can take care of the chicken from day one, like when it's still about 40 grams, you know, 40 grams up to when it can make 3 kgs. Yeah, it's crazy but true. Yeah, so I've been able, you know, to pass through that, you know, that experience. So on this channel I share with you that experience, how you can literally raise a bird when you have zero experience about it. Yeah, from day one up to when for the hens they start laying for you eggs, and you know, for the cocks, you know, they make really big combs, like you can see the combs of my cocks inside. Yeah, really big combs, and you know, be able to sell them off when you wish, like, you know, selling them off. It's really still profitable, because when I get the eggs, I just take to the hatchery after 21 days, get baby chicks. Yeah, so literally for these mother stock, they are giving me eggs which I do take to the hatchery. After 21 days I do get baby chicks. Yeah, and you are going to be, since you are going to be staying with them for a very long period of time, you are going to have to vaccinate them more times. So literally, even these local chickens, it is the same case with the layers. Either you personally use the farmer, you have to have some experience, or you have to get someone who's really experienced to help you around with the work. Or another option, subscribe to the channel, because on this channel, as I've shared with you, I share with you, you know, real farming tips, how you could literally, you can be able to raise baby chick from 1 day old up to the point they start laying for you eggs. Yeah, and also the cocks up to the point, you know, the cocks are really grown up well. You can see my cocks in my mother's stock. Yeah? Up to that point when the cocks have really grown up really well with, you know, such good looking combs, very nice looking. Yeah, so you need to have the experience, because you are going to be staying with the birds for a very long period of time. And also, guys, you know, usually people say the local chickens, you know, they have, you know, more strong immunity than the broilers and the layers. Guys, I tell you, these local chickens, yeah, you are keeping them indoor. You can see my chicken house, you are keeping them indoor. And since you are keeping your chickens indoor, it means that you are the one who is determining, yeah, what they are feeding on. And usually the immunity of the birds depends a lot on what they drink and what they feed on. So usually the immunity of these birds, you are the one, you the farmer, who determines what they feed on. So it's not like, you know, in the other free range system where you let your bird, you know, right around, you know, scratch, eat on different herbs, yeah, around, and their immunity is stronger. Yeah, for your birds that you are keeping indoors, yeah, if you don't vaccinate them, guys, you will get diseases. You will get diseases if you don't, you know, empower your chickens with vitamins and, you know, with the antibiotics. Yeah, you will get, guys, your chickens will get diseases. It doesn't matter whether they are local chickens or not. Yeah, even if these local chickens, they will get diseases. Yeah, because you are keeping them indoors, so you are the one determining what they feed, what they are feeding on. So their immunity, as I've shared with you, depends a lot on what you feed them. So if you don't, you know, vaccinate your birds, you know, feed them on vitamins, antibiotics once in a while, they will get attacked by diseases. Yeah, because you are the one determining on what, you know, builds their immunity stronger. Yeah, so usually people say that, you know, their immunity is stronger. Yeah, it's quite stronger, but if you don't, you know, vaccinate them, or, you know, usually if you are not vaccinating them, at least you need to make sure that, you know, you give them those herbal medicines. Yeah, the aloe vera, you know, once in a while you make sure that they receive those herbs. Yeah, the garlic, all that stuff. But if you can't access, you know, the aloe vera and all that stuff, you go to the vet shop, get some antibiotics, you know, give to your birds to make sure that, you know, their immunity is stronger. Yeah, as I've shared with you, the immunity of your birds depend a lot on what you feed them, on what, you know, you put in their drinking water, what they drink and what they feed on. Yeah, and because of that, yeah, since we are staying with them for a very long period of time, also them, guys, as I've shared with you, you need to, you know, spend time with them. They need maximum supervision. Guys, I'll tell you a funny story. Recently I was too focused on my books and I was paying less focus on my birds. Guess what happened, guys? My birds, you know, since I had shifted my focus a lot on the books and I was paying less focus on them, they got attacked by certain disease. Yeah, why? Because I was, you know, paying less supervision on them, so they need maximum supervision. Yeah, so when I resumed back, making sure that I supervise them, critically, pay attention to details, my chickens currently they're okay. Yeah, they look good. You can see them, they look really amazing, they look really really good. Yeah, because I'm supervising them, maximum supervision. If you don't, even if guys, sometimes I'm not on the farm. Yeah, when I'm at the farm, I can literally, I pay attention to details. So you need to make sure that when you're having either the layers and the local chickens, they're almost the same. You need to make sure that, if you're not on the farm, there's maximum supervision on them. Yeah, because you are staying with them for a very long period of time, so they can easily be attacked by disease, and sometimes you never know that they're attacked by a disease. So if you are not, paying maximum supervision to them, you will lose your birds. Yeah, so you need to make sure that either you personally, you're experienced, or you have someone who's really experienced, or subscribe to the channel, because on this channel I share with you experience on how to raise and take care of baby chicks from day 1 old up to when they start laying for you eggs. Literally most of the people, they don't want to pass through that case. So that's why, most of the market for these local chickens, most of the people, want 1 month old chickens, but there are also some people who want 2 month old chickens, 3 months. Some people do not want, to deal with the case of raising the baby chick from 1 day old, so he can just come and, purchase about 50 hens that already in production, already laying eggs, and just goes, buys cokes, brings in the hens, and he starts receiving eggs. So within just 2 months he takes the eggs to the hatchery, because most of the times when your chicken has started laying eggs, this local chicken, it's always good to give it for about 1 month or 2 months. Yeah, 2 months, 1 month or 1.5, 2 months, so that the baby chicks you get from them are really of a good quality and really healthy. So that's why we take about 2 months from the time they have started laying eggs. You take 2 months, and after 2 months then the baby chicks inside can be able to, they are healthy, they are good enough, of a good quality. So usually we spend about 1 month or 1.5, usually 1.5 approximately, sometimes 2 months. Yeah, at that time the baby chicks that we receive are really of a good quality, so we just take the eggs to the hatchery. But these first 2 months of the chicken laying, you can decide to sell the eggs for people to consume. Yeah, for the people to consume. But it really just depends, guys. For the local chicken, it's really profitable, really crazy, but it's really profitable. The people, when you go here in my country, Uganda, when you take your local chicken to the market, and you take your broiler on the market, and you have your layer chicken on the market, because also, guys, with the layers, if they have finished to lay for you eggs for 1.5 year, and you decide you are selling them off, because they will first of all give you eggs, get you money from the eggs, but also the chicken itself, after laying, you get money from it. So you will take the eggs, sell the eggs, and also sell the chicken. So when you have, guys, a layer chicken, a broiler chicken, and a local chicken on the market, people literally would prefer a local chicken, because they feel like a local chicken is organic chicken, compared to the broiler, because broiler is cooked for a really short period of time. So they really assume that local chickens are real organic chickens. Not 100% organic, but true, guys, they are real organic chickens, because we are feeding them on organic stuff like the organic herbs, the avoya, and all that stuff. So they have really some good percentage of organic inside them. Yeah, but it really depends on what you, the farmer, have been feeding on your chickens. It what determines whether they are 100% organic or half organic. It really depends, but people prefer these local chickens. Yeah, prefer these local chickens a lot. They prefer eating local chickens a lot, so their market is quite easy to find, because most of the people around they will like once in a while to eat a chicken. So it really depends. For the local chickens, it really depends, but the market is very very wide. Yeah, it's like the market for the eggs of the birds. People like to eat eggs, yeah, almost each and every day. So the same case with the local chickens. People want to eat once in a while a chicken, once in a while, or some people once every week or twice every week. It really just depends. When they feel like eating a chicken, they just come, hey, do you have a chicken? Yeah, They pay the money, they take the chicken and enjoy themselves. For the profits in the long run, when you compare the broilers with the layers, you know, the profits that we are getting from selling the eggs, and also after about 1.5 years you sell off all the chickens, you are getting money from the chickens also themselves. So when you compare in the long run, the profits from the layers are really higher than, you know, the broilers. Unless for the broilers you have this big market which you can't even satisfy, but the layers are really more profitable, guys, really more profitable compared to the broilers. And when you compare the local chickens with the layers and the broilers, for the local chickens it's quite a different story. Yeah, for the local chickens, you know, you can decide to sell fertilized eggs. Like, I'll give you an example, guys. For me here personally on the farm, I do sell fertilized eggs. I do sell 1 day old chickens, I do sell 1 month old chickens, 2 month old chickens, 3 month old chickens. Yeah, so you order and you book and I be able to deliver to you a good quality product. Yeah, so for the local chickens it really just depends on, you know, your target. Whom are you wishing to sell your chickens to? Because most of the people I've shared with you guys, you know, they like to buy 1 month old chickens, but there are some who would like, you know, not start from 1 day old but start from just buy hens that are already in productions, already laying eggs. So just, you know, buy the hens that are already in production, already laying eggs, just gets the cocks from somewhere, puts them in the hens and start receiving baby chicks on his farm. Yeah, so it really just depends on you, the farmer. Whom are you willing, you know, who's your target, because for these local chickens you sell the eggs. You can, you know, you can sell, for example, for me I can sell eggs, you know, fertilized eggs when already I have baby chicks on the way in my hatchery, when already I have, you know, 1 month old chickens already on the farm, 2 months old chickens already on the farm, 3 months old chickens already on the farm. So literally, you know, they are quite a different product that you can be able to sell on these local chickens, which is not the case with the layers. With the layers you only sell the eggs, yeah, and the chicken after 1.5 years it has laid for you. For these hens, you can see them, guys, these baby chicks, guys, I got them from these hens. Currently I have eggs which I'm taking to the hatchery so that I also get baby chicks after 21 days. Yeah, so literally you can sell different, there are different products to sell from these, you know, local chickens. The fertilized eggs themselves, you know, the 1 day old chickens, the 1 month old chickens, the 2 month old chickens, 3 month old chickens, you know, 4 month old chickens. It really depends. So when you compare the profits in the long run, you know, you compare these local chickens with the layers and the broilers, guys, the local chickens are way profitable compared to the layers and the broilers. Yeah, so well, hopefully you have been able to decide where to start from basing on what I've been able to share with you in this video. So well, guys, if you have any question, you know, concerning these chickens, you know, raising them from 1 day old up to when the hens are laying for you eggs, you know, the cocks when they have made those big combs, nice looking combs, just leave it in the comment section below. I'll be very glad. It will be my pleasure to be able to interact with you. Anything, guys, you would like to know, anything you'd like to inquire, anything you'd like to, you know, to tell me concerning poultry keeping, it will be my pleasure, guys, to be able to interact with you. Yeah, if you're watching this video and haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the notification bell so that you are the first to know when I upload a new video. Lots of love. Thanks again for watching. Catch you very soon with another video.